for Lester to remain super happy for like the rest of his life while he's on our farm, he needs to have a very safe place in the barn and a permanent pasture, someplace that he can't get out of when we're not breeding, because rams don't care that it's not my preferred breeding season and they just want to breed all the time. So I need to have some place that's like permanent for him, so he's not rotating the pastures with my ewes, where he can just be here permanently. I don't have to worry about him getting out. I don't have to worry about my ewes getting in, where he can just be, you know, his happy little ram self. So what my plan is to take the stall that's on the other side of this wall. This stall is typically used for Posey, Louise, Wendy, Eleanor, to have their grain in the evening. I'm going to turn this into Lester's permanent stall, and I'm going to add a door, again, inside the stall, but on the exterior wall, going out to what is currently a little pasture. I think it used to be a dry lot. It'll probably be returned back to a dry lot, just for parasite prevention. But what I want to do for him, so that he has access to the hay feeder that I'm standing next to right now, is cut open some of this wall. Now this wall is doubled, so I have, you know, all of these lovely like 2x6s here, and I have another set of 2x6s on the other side. So I have to do this on both sides of the wall. But what I want to do is take down this board in between these two like vertical beams here. So take down this one, this one, this one, you know, and so on and so forth, like every other beam, until I get to the bottom, and that way he will have, you know, some access into the hay feeder, but it's still like permanently affixed to the stall, so there's no way he can get out even if he tried, which was the concern with the cattle panels, being that he could potentially, if he worked at it hard enough, you know, push away the supports that keep the cattle panels attached to the wall. So this way it's all kind of built in, and then allowing it to go up to the top, he'll get more ventilation, because in the summer months it can be a little stuffy. Our barn luckily is positioned the way that the wind mostly blows, so we get a pretty good cross breeze through here. But when you're in the stall, the cross breeze is blocked, essentially. So this will allow him to get some ventilation, which will be really important if he's in here, you know, escaping the heat in the summer, but, you know, the heat is like trapped in the barn. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I've looked, these are like nailed in. The nails are driven pretty deep into the board, so I can't just come out with like, you know, the back part of a hammer or my pry bar or anything and try to pull the nails out, and then just cut the boards to size. So what I've opted to do is drill holes into the boards that I want to take out, and then take the jigsaw and just cut, you know, that side. So I have to do this on both sides of this, you know, on this side, that side, and then on the interior of the stall. So I'm gonna see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. I'm somewhat dreading this, but yeah, hopefully it's a lot easier than I'm currently thinking it will be. We'll see.
It should come as a complete surprise to nobody, but the jigsaw did not work in this situation. The wood is just far too dense, which is a good thing, to be honest. So after struggling for a little while, longer than I'd like to admit, I texted my friend Maria, and she generously offered to come over the following weekend with her sawzall, which cut through the wood like butter. To prepare for Maria coming over with her sawzall, I needed to take off the siding from the exterior of the barn. This was a little tricky because the barn and the stall don't totally line up, so I just kind of had to guess which sections of siding to take off, and I guessed right, which was exciting. But there were some problems in that the ground has really built up around the siding. So the siding's, been on the barn for a very long time. So I had to do a lot of digging out, removing lots of really large stones, some like weeds and things. One really cool thing about the stones that I'm pulling up, I think that they might have been part of a historic foundation for maybe an old barn. They lie on the outside of the foundation of this barn. So this barn was built inside of the existing historic foundation. And I found similar stones also in similar kind of formation on the other side of the barn, which you maybe remember me digging up when I was digging the trench, probably in my very first video. If you're enjoying these videos, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. The dreaded foam board insulation. I knew this was here. I absolutely knew I was going to find it when I took the siding off, but it didn't make finding it any easier. I hated seeing how much of it had already crumbled into those tiny little pieces that are just so difficult to get rid of. And this stuff is so bad for livestock. I mean, they will just play with it and eat it, and it will completely destroy them. So it absolutely had to go. I brought out my trusty trash can. It's clearly not big enough for this job. It took me several rounds of, pulling out the foam core, breaking it down, filling up the trash bag, getting a new trash bag. I mean, this was like brutal. I even had to pull out the shop vac and vacuum up as much of the little particles as I could. And of course, I'm vacuuming up, stones and dirt and all sorts of other junk that kept clogging the vacuum. But this had to go. This was clearly a safety issue for the sheep. I love that the previous owners really wanted to insulate the barn and make it like warm and cozy for their livestock, but that's not an issue for sheep. I mean, maybe it's an issue for horses because we have horse stalls, so I'm pretty sure they had horses. But like I said, it's not an issue for sheep. I mean, sheep spend the entire year growing a whole fleece, and our sheep grow their fleece so quickly that they need to be shorn twice a year. So keeping them warm in the winter is not the concern. If you are curious, the biggest concern for sheep in a barn over the winter is ventilation. And we're super lucky our barn is built in the direction the wind blows, so it's a giant freaking wind tunnel, which is not fun as a human, but great for the sheep, so I'll take it.
Keep those boards. They might be useful.
Oh yeah, I want to use them to like make the door.
Yeah, they're nice and thick.
Yeah.
That stuff's expensive.
Yeah, all the wood in this barn, I've saved everything I can because it's just so much nicer than what I'd be able to get at like Home Depot.
Sure. Okay. So we're keeping this guy, right?
Yeah, we're keeping that the one that's partially covered. So you can follow
this
that
guy.
line. Yeah, keeping that very bottom one.
Okay, just checking.
You're that nice old wood.
Yeah, I like nice and thick. They don't make it like they used to. They don't grow like they used to. I'm just kidding.
Ta-da! Now, I don't have a video of Maria using her Sawzall to cut out these boards because she did it so fast I had hardly no time to react. So, good job, Maria. I am so eternally grateful for your assistance. If you can see now, the sheep are very, very happy. It's very easy to feed them. I don't have to go into the stall. I can just pop their feeder right over that board, and then they can eat to their heart's desire, and then I can pull it out when we're done. I also pile hay up against this and use it as a hay feeder after they've eaten their grain. You see me putting those boards down. I'm just using that so that they don't push the hay over, because they were doing that for the first couple days that I had this set up, and I felt bad because they would eat a little bit and they'd push the hay over and then they couldn't reach anymore. So now laying those boards on top of the hay after I've piled it up helps push the hay and keep it closer to them. So now when I go out in the morning, they've eaten most of the hay that I've given them. And they have a hay bale outside, so they have access to that all day. And here you can see me just fluffing up the hay for the rest of the sheep. They have 2 of these hay feeders. This one is the biggest one, and so I've got a whole lot of hay here, and they really like it when you fluff it up. They won't eat hay that's settled down. They want it nice and fluffy. And if I was a sheep, maybe I would feel the same way too. But thanks for watching.